We've had a Zoom meeting with one this week. We've got another Zoom meeting tomorrow with another one. And we've got a Zoom meeting on the 31st with the third one. He's from Hong Kong. He already helps people invest in the UK anyhow. He's wanting to emigrate into the UK later on this year. And so he's already got some properties himself. He has said, send him some of our projects to look at, because he's got investors that can buy them. So we're in the process of getting some things together for him as well. We've just sold, well, we're just about to sell a £6.5 million portfolio to someone in the UK. So that's been happening today. We put in the search, but it brought up obviously what we wanted it to do, exactly what it wanted to do. It brought up all the Chinese and the Hong Kong investors and the Indian. So yeah, I've actually had a Zoom meeting today with a Russian who helps Israelis invest. Her profile starts with helping Chinese cash investors access discounted UK properties. So I was like, oh, she must be good to contact with. So I contacted her straight from LinkedIn. She accepted the connect and said, oh, would you like to have a Zoom meeting to discuss further? This is what we do. It seems that you do something similar. And she's messaged today and said, is 4 o'clock tomorrow okay? So we'll be speaking to her tomorrow. Without doing your course, I would never have done this. We knew we wanted to do it, but we didn't know how to do it. So what you've showed us is really, because as I said at the beginning, what I didn't want to do was inadvertently disrespect people from the off. And it's so easy to do that if you don't know what you're supposed to be saying or how you approach people. But I wanted to get it right first time. And that brought up, I think it was about 1,700. So, but we've got, as you know, because you've gave us them, I said, well, let's not search too many, because I'm a firm believer in saying what you mean and doing what you say. So we don't want to be sort of sending 100 out and 50 come back and say, oh, I want a Zoom call this week. So we're going to break it down into chunks of maybe 10 or 12, and we'll send those out every couple of weeks. My name's Ron Thompson. I'm a lawyer and property investor in the UK. And I've always known the importance of trying to attract overseas investors to what we want to do. But personally, I didn't know how to attract them. I didn't know how to speak to them properly or approach them or even find them. And I didn't want to make a mistake right from the off, because there's not a person, you think you've got a good idea and you're saying all the wrong things. So before that, I sort of started with Tess's course and been speaking to Tess over the last month. I wouldn't have known where to start. But because of Tess's modules and sessions we've done, I now feel very confident in how to approach overseas investors. In fact, we've reached out to a number already, and the course hasn't finished yet. And we've had one Zoom call already. We've got another Zoom call tomorrow and another Zoom call at the end of the month. And we'll carry on reaching out at maybe half a dozen to a dozen at a time until we've built up a bank of investors that we're comfortable with and we know we can work with. So all in all, I think Tess's course has been absolutely invaluable. And I would recommend it to anybody who's seriously interested in attracting overseas investors. Our first meeting is a gentleman from Hong Kong. We used the words that Tess has provided us with as a sort of guide on what we need to search for. But he is just what we needed, because he's already invested in the UK, but he wants to expand what he's investing, and he wants to expand his bank of investors. So we know we can provide the properties, but we didn't have the investors. So it's going to be a great collaboration. But we're going to carry on reaching out to the overseas investors. We think we can help them. Knowing what I know now, I know what's important to Chinese investors that I didn't know before, which is great. And once we do reach the number of investors that we want to retain, and we don't want many, but we do want to build long-term relationships with those we do work with, and we'll stop at that point. But we know that we can always reach out for more, because we know now how to approach them, how to find them, and more importantly, what to say when we do, that we aren't going to get the doors closed in our faces before we even start. So I think it's been a massive benefit. I mean, working with Tess, and the sessions have been great. They've been really interesting, but really good fun as well. You know, we've been able to have a light-hearted joke and discuss many subjects that probably weren't on the syllabus. But all in all, it's been brilliant. So I would recommend it to anybody, but I don't want them to know what I know. So
I see.